Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises unto YAHAWAH, BA'Hashem, YAHAWASHI, BA'Hashem, RICANS. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to my YAHAWAH, YAHAWAH, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity. This is Brother Kawakub coming at you with another lesson. Isaiah chapter 55 verse 8. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. Now, today's lesson is going to be about, it's going to be a little bit of a rant followed by an actual lesson. Now, the rant comes from, this one show called Bleach, right? I'm not going to be, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest. I love that show. Like, that was something I grew up with. I always liked seeing all this stuff, even when the manga was going on. I always kept up with that and stuff like that. And now, being this truth, I'm starting to see like some of these so-called Japanese media and how they're making these clear, I guess, jabs at Yahawah. All right. So the reason why I've come to that conclusion, more specific, I came to that conclusion with another game, and I did a video on that, Final Fantasy 16. But I also came to this conclusion with the newest Bleach antagonist. All right. Let me show you, because this is his name. His name is this it's Y. I typed that in, whatever. YHWH are the key things, but what the fuck? Oh, yeah, never mind. YHWH are the key letters, alright, and it just kind of feels like this is like blatantly ripped from the tetragrammaton to signify Yahawah, the name of the God of the Bible, or the God of the Israelites, Yahawah. All right, and the thing about this name, one thing I will which kind of makes this name worse, is that this name is not pronounced Yuwatch. Yawatch, it's pronounced Yuhabaha, and then Baha. I don't know where the B is. There's no B, but that's how it's pronounced. And the thing is, like, you would think that they have some sort of, this character has some sort of good reason for why he's doing all these things, but in actuality, it's just like this character is unlikable. All right. And the thing is, there's a lot of characters in Bleach that are unlikable. You're not supposed to like them. You're supposed to, as a matter of fact, hate them. He made certain characters for you to hate. Even the previous main antagonist, Aizen, had a redeeming quality to him, which was the fact that he was fighting against corruption, but at the same time, he was still a dick about it. Now with him, he embodies both fighting against good, but at the same time, he is corruption himself. He is he is evil. Like, he is evil incarnate. Like, you can't overlook the stuff that he's done for the end result, because it looks like the stuff that he's doing that leads up to the end result, like, it was so unnecessary. Like, one of the things is, like, okay, I'm gonna try to compress this as much as I can, but one of the things is that he is a Quincy, and the Quincy's hate the Soul Reapers. So when he goes and terrorizes and kills Soul Reapers, okay, sure, anyone can say, you know what, that makes sense. We understand, because Quincy's and the Soul Reapers, they hate each other. They've had this long-standing beef and stuff like that. Okay, That makes sense. But then, out of nowhere, in the backstory of one of the other characters, they show that this guy was terrorizing his and killing his own people. So it's like, okay, what the fuck what are you doing? Like, what is your goal? And then on top of that, when he's like going to take revenge on the Soul Reapers, he goes to kill. No, Slaki, let me correct myself. In two separate occasions, he kills his people. He kills the people that what's a word, that trust in him, that serve him, that work for him, and all this stuff. He kills all of them just to serve his own needs or his own thing. It just kind of seemed like what do you, like, why are you doing that there were definitely in times where he could have just waited. He didn't have to do certain things. Like, it just kind of seemed like unnecessary to go the route that he was going. So he was literally just being a dick for no reason. Like, he's literally terrorized, not just a menace to the Soul Reapers, but he's also a menace to his own people. He's literally willing to sacrifice and toss his people aside for nothing, literally for nothing. All right. So Slakia. So as a result of that, like, it kind of, this still seems like this character more so than ever seems like he's trying to basically, or Tite Kubo, who's the author, the writer, and all that stuff for this character and this anime, he basically, I strongly believe that he is taking from the Bible, and he basically made this character as a result of that. And another thing is what's it called? Fuck, I'm trying to remember all the story elements. Yahawadah will come back to me, but fuck. Okay, yeah. Another part of the story element is the fact that, I guess spoilers, whatever, is the fact that he is the quote unquote son. So it's kind of like a bit of a Trinity thing where he's the son of the God in the show, as well as becoming the new God in the show and stuff like that. Like, that's just the story element. So yeah, like, you can, if you are interested, it's a long, it's like what, 500 plus episodes, something like that, or 700. So it will be a long watch or read, whatever you want to, but me personally, I liked it. If you don't need to watch it. But yeah, basically, with that, this is what made me want to do this lesson, because you have this man, Tite Kubo, who made this, and it's kind of in, like, it kind of seems like it is in, like, rebellion, as well as kind of like, because I think that's what the Ammonites, the Ammonites, or the so-called Japanese, even the so-called Chinese, being the Moabites and the Ammonites. All right, I believe that that's something that they always tend to do in their media. They always try to make stories where you as a character, or a mortal character, are fighting against a god. They've done that so many times. It's kind of seemed like what the fuck, like, what is, like, why do they keep on doing that? And I honestly believe it might just be like an act of rebellion. All right. Anyway, with that being said, again, we return to Isaiah 55:8 and show that, for my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways. So when the Lord does something, they don't understand why it's happening. They don't understand why the Lord chooses to do what he does, but yet they still, villainize and paint it in an evil light. All right, when a lot of times, which I'm going to be getting into, a lot of times, stuff that the Lord chooses to do, it's really justified and we can understand it, or Slakia, or another reason entirely. All right. So first things first, Slakia. First things first, the people in the Bible, all right, that are not prophets, all right, and are not Israelites, they were all wicked. They would always go and do evil. And the reason why we come to this conclusion is because it says it in the scriptures. Because let me see, for example, I was trying to find this, but I can't. I did not want to go through the entirety of the thing. Or I just wanted to get this done quickly while I have time. But basically, roughly paraphrasing, in the book of Genesis, let's just go to Genesis. In the book of Genesis, can't go too far. It's actually 5, probably. Shit. Whatever. Basically, in the book of Genesis, what happened with Noah, Slakia. During the time of Noah, the people were being wicked, and as a result of that, the Lord said, I don't mess with these people, so I'm going to kill them all. Is this it? Oh yeah, this looks like it. So I think it's back here. Oh, here. Genesis chapter 6 verse 5. And Yahweh saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. Verse 6. And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. So yeah, as a result of that, the Lord was saw the evil in the world. That was the purpose of the flood, as it says in verse 7. And the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and the beast and the creeping thing and the fowls of the earth, for it repented me that I have made them. So the Lord had a purpose. The Lord destroyed them for a reason. Or there was a reason for it. It wasn't just off of a whim, or just to exercise his power. All right. And the thing is that, let me actually get that. I have given my commandments. If I given my statutes. Here. Psalm 147 verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgment unto Israel. I think verse 20. Verse 20. He hath not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. So the Lord only gave his law, statutes, and commandments to Israel. He didn't give it to any other nations, because he was not dealing with the other nations. All right. As a result of that, of not knowing, all right, they were evil. All right. As we even read in Genesis chapter 6 verse, where is it? I think it's verse 5. Yeah, verse 5, that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. So as a result of not having the law, statutes, commandments, and the Lord not dealing with them, these other nations were evil. All right. So yes, like this is basically the MO, the modus operandi of the other nations, was to do wickedly. All right. So that's why when you have the flood, not the flood. Yeah, Noah's time. You have the Israelites with Moses when they were delivered. Okay, and they went conquering other nations. It is because these other nations were wicked. Now, obviously, there were some few abnormalities, if you want to call it that. Just like what's his name? Buck. I'm trying to remember. That one woman, when Moses sent those 2 spies, okay, that one harlot, that I think she was a harlot, I don't remember, I don't want to call her that, that's Lakia, but that one woman that I think she was a harlot though, that one woman that said, I heard about your thing of Israel's, you spies, stay here, let me protect you, and when you guys come here to take this place, I ask that you spare me and my family. That's basically what she said. And the Israelites did in fact spare her. All right, so spare her and her family. All right, so yeah, like the Israelites weren't just some batshit crazy mass murdering group of people. All right, but this is the image that you have these Moabites and Ammonites painting YAHAWAH and His. All right, so like this is the kind of insulting. All right, if you were to ask me. All right, when and like it's really hard. It's really hard for me to not have that. What's it called? You not have that feeling of disrespect to Yahweh when this dude's name is literally like damn near the same thing. Okay. Slocky. So yeah, as a result of that, like they're just painting the Lord into painting the Lord in a bad light. All right. Slocky. So as a result of them painting the Lord in a bad light, you have them not understanding why the Lord did what he did. All right, so Sirach chapter 40 verse 9, death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge, these things are created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood. So this is an example of all these different things, okay, death, bloodshed, all these different judgments, they were created for the wicked, and an example of that was the flood. All right, so the flood came and killed all those people during Noah's time. During Noah's time, and as a result of that, what's it called? As a result of that, Slakia, I'm drawing a blank on my brain right now. All right, so as a result of that, yeah, like this is why the Lord wasn't messing with these other nations. All right, so the Lord is he's not, he does do stuff for a reason, and he is merciful. All right, you can have what's it called, Lot. Okay, Lot was not an Israelite. Okay, he was not of the line of Abraham, Isaac, or Jacob, but yet the Lord had mercy on him. All right, and the understanding, all right, or what you need to understand from that is the fact that he's not, the Lord is not just like some blind killer for no reason or anything like that. All right, if the Lord spared Lot, how much more would he spare these other nations should they have actually been good, or if they had the capacity to be good? But the Lord did not give them the capacity to be good. So as a result of that, that's where, let me actually get that, Daniel chapter 7 verse 14, and there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. All right, so as a result of that, yes, like his kingdom, or it being Yahawashi's kingdom, when Yahawashi rules, all right, he's going to be over all nations, and as a result of him being all nations, he's going to be teaching the proper way to live, which is basically through the laws, statutes, and commandments. All right, so this is how we need to be living. That's how the other nations will begin to be living once Yahawashi returns and he, takes his spot as basically, I guess, ruler of the earth, if you want to call it that. But yes, even with during Moses' time, when Moses had gone with Israel to conquer all those different lands. Okay, well, number one, he didn't just conquer any. They did not just conquer any land. All right. As a matter of fact, there was what was it? Fuck. Slovakia. I always get gaps in my mind. Hard as I remember, but basically, what happened was when Moses was conquering lands. All right, they didn't just conquer any land they saw. Okay, some of them, they were like, okay, you what? No, we're not gonna do that. Or sometimes they had just, went, all right, and passed through or tried to pass through a land, all right, and they weren't allowed to. And in addition to that, there was just in general, they didn't go to every single nation to conquer them. They just were trying to, I guess, find a good place to stay. All right, build back their wealth. All right, and that's what they ended up doing, and which eventually led to King David, or King David's rule, and Israel being one of the major superpowers. Which even then, with David being a man of war that he was, okay, he didn't go around conquering the entire earth, or conquering all the nations. All right, so that also goes to show, like, it's like, the self-control, I guess, because honestly, the real thing is, if the Lord was like that, then the Lord would have just, he just would have done it. Like, where is the person or the people or the nation that stopped Israel in the first place? If they were just some crazy mass murderers, just like with YAHAWAH. With YAHAWAH, someone stopped him way back when. All right, he was stopped by that one character, Ichibe. All right, he was stopped by him because no one else could. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. There was 3 people that I know, maybe 4, that, no, 3 people at the time that literally could have just that was putting hands, that could have put hands on this man. All right, so just this whole what's the word? This whole killing and what stuff, killing just for no reason, is not an accurate depiction. Slocky, by the way, if I keep on pausing, to gather my thoughts, you can just put this video on 2 times speed. That's how I normally watch videos. But anyway, continuing on. So with that, no one stopped Israel. Israel only stopped because that was the Lord. That was how the Lord wanted it to be. The Lord does have some form of allowance and free reign to the other nations. All right, because ultimately, at the end of it, hold on, I'll get that later. Isaiah chapter 49 verse 6, and he said, "It is a light." Isaiah 49 verse 6, and he said, "It is a light thing that thou shouldest be my servant to raise up the tribes of Jacob and to restore the preserved of Israel. I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles, that thou mayest be my salvation unto the end of the earth." All right, and also Micah chapter 4 verse 2, "And many nations shall come and say, Come and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, and to the house of the power of Israel, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths, for the law shall go forth of Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. All right. So basically, when Yahawashi returns, all right, when Israel is set upon at the top of all nations, all right, that's when all the other nations are going to go and learn from Yahawashi. All right. Let me also get, where is it? So yeah, as we read in Daniel chapter 7, verse 14, all people, nations, and tongues are going to serve Yahawashi. As a result, in addition to that, okay, basically the light to the Gentiles is basically being like the big brother, I guess, the superior brother or something like that. I don't know what the proper term, like the perfect example. So just as Yahawashi was our big brother and the perfect example for us to be, okay, we're going to be that exact same example towards the Gentiles. All right. And I'm not saying this to say that Gentiles can be saved, which I kind of feel like I have to say that, but I'm just saying this in the sense of like Gentiles are going to be following after and doing, and they're going to end their wickedness. Okay, all that like eating dogs, that's what the Chinese do. That Buddhism, what the Indians and most of Asia, I guess, do. All that other stuff, all those other religions, all those other practices, that's going to be a thing of the past. All right, because they are living in wickedness and they are seeking after other gods. All right. They're not seeking after Yahweh, and Yahweh's going to set up Yahawashi to make them do right. All right. And lastly, just another example. Numbers chapter 26, verse 10. And the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up together with Korah. And when that company died, what time the fire devoured 250 men, and they became a sign. So basically, with that, the earth opening up and swallowing 250 men, that's basically like direct judgment from the Lord. That's like what's the word? Divine intervention, if you want to call it that, where the Lord actually gets involved and does something supernatural himself to judge and kill a group of to kill a certain group of people, just as he did with the flood on the whole earth. All right. So, so with that, you have these times when people are in fact judged directly from Yahawadah, and this is just another example of like judgment from the Lord. And the reason why it happened was because these people were they were talking against Moses. All right, if you know the story of Moses, Slakia, if you know the story of Moses, you'll know that there was always some of the Israelites that were either talking back, going against, saying, "Oh, we wish we were back in Egypt." And I think in this specific example, they were saying, "Let's go and kill Moses and take everyone back to Egypt." All right, and then as a result of that, like the Lord was not playing with that, and he murked them. He murked their asses himself, especially with Yahawadah love for Moses. All right, like I can only imagine, like I can't even imagine Slakia. I can't even imagine, because like Slakia, like bro, Slak. All right, that's crazy. That's a little crazy, but anyway, yeah. You basically get the point. I pray this lesson was edifying. Slakia for the pauses and the stutters, I guess. I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, to the elders and apostles, the great millstone, Abad Babal, and Shalom.